Someone is desperately learning from the CCP, from the socialist system. Not the best one, but the worst. That person is Trump. If you look closely at his political behavior during his first year in office, you will notice a very clear trend. His governing style is increasingly resemble the CCP's, even echoing the logic of the Cultural Revolution, mobilizing the mass to fight each other. Have you noticed how he handles reporters' questions? He often doesn't answer them at all. Instead, he does three things: label the reporter, punish them indirectly, and shift the topic. Doesn't that feel extremely familiar? The CCP has used this playbook for decades. Now it's being copied wholesale into American politics. This brings me to a critical case. On January 7, 2020, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, the ICE, during an enforcement operation in Minneapolis, Minnesota, shot and killed a 37-year-old American citizen.
A man is dead in Minnesota. Federal agents pulled the trigger. And now, the President of the United States isn't calling for restraint. He's calling it justified. He's defending ICE, he's attacking local leaders, and he's accusing elected officials of inciting insurrection, while demanding, where are the local police?
This was an extremely clear and simple case. Legally, there were only two possibilities: intentional homicide or manslaughter. So what did the government do? It copied the CCP's pattern. From the moment the incident occurred, senior officials, cabinet members, and the press spokespeople together began to do one thing: lying and retaliating against anyone who told the truth. I won't expand an external commentary or expert analysis here that has already been covered extensively elsewhere. What people need to understand is this. In the United States, any law enforcement agency, including ICE or the CIA, may use lethal force only when there is an immediate, objective, and reasonable deadly threat. Historically, when this standard is not met and an officer fires a weapon, the result is almost always massive civil liability, and in many cases, prison time for the shooter. So why couldn't this case be spun away? Because the evidence was overwhelming. Multiple videos make this fact undeniable, and there was no room for confusion. So what did the government do following the CCP's tactic? They endlessly emphasized that the victim had been protesting, demonstrating, and allegedly interfacing with enforcement. None of that was anything to do with the legal justification for shooting someone dead. If protesting is illegal, you arrest the person. If you can't reach them, you issue a warrant. You do not shoot them. Repeating this irrelevant detail serves one purpose only: to confuse the issue, manipulate public opinion, and replace the real question: exactly how the CCP operates. Someone argued that the body cam footage was tailed. The vehicle had made contact during driving. But body camera tailed for countless reasons: drawing a weapon, evasion, stretch, movement. None of these factors determine whether lethal force was legally justice. There is only one thing that matters: how the three shots were fired. There were 3 shots in total. The first shot, it shattered the window shield. It did not hit the driver. At best, it could barely be argued as an attempt to neutralize a perceived threat. If the first shot had killed the driver, the government should at least fabricate a narrative about the imminent danger. But it doesn't. Second and third shots, fired from the side of the vehicle, through an open side window around the A-pillar directly into the driver's head. There is only one possible explanation for this angle. The officer was standing fully to the side of the vehicle. That established 2 facts beyond dispute. The vehicle was no longer a threat to the officer. The officer himself was already in a safe position. Under those conditions, firing 2 additional shots aimed at the head has no legal justification whatsoever. Subsequent footage shows that after firing, the official lingered at the scene for 15 to 20 minutes. No immediate first aid, no emergency medical call. Meanwhile, the official himself was completely unharmed. The first shot might barely be argued. The second and the third shots constitute either international homicide or at minimum criminal negligence. But instead of letting a court decide, the Trump and the government kept using language to reframe the story. When politicians decide a case before a judge does, it stops being about law enforcement. It becomes a stress test for the rule of law. Today, rules get banned for our people. Tomorrow, all the lines can disappear. So the real question is simple. Does the law still allow to everyone? No matter who you are, no matter what uniform you wear, no matter what side you are on, if shooting becomes with no consequences and the fact can be twisted forever, and what's left isn't order, it's just power. And any society built on that, no matter what flag it waves, isn't the one we should accept.